Well, crude oil prices, they are tumbling today as we learn a critical OPEC Plus meeting has been delayed. It comes as Goldman Sachs was predicting a 35% chance of additional OPEC Plus output cuts. And for more on this, we bring in Yahoo Finance's Ines Ferré. Ines, what are the details? I was hoping for some OPEC action in the short term.
Yeah, that's right. Well, we had some action over the last couple of sessions, but really, this is a surprise for the markets and why you're seeing oil take another leg lower, even though oil had been lower today before this announcement was made. But look, I reached out to an analyst that told me OPEC likes to have consensus before its meeting takes place. So this may be a signal to the markets. And what you're seeing with the oil prices today is that there isn't necessarily consensus on what OPEC will be doing next. Now, the expectation from traders was that OPEC Plus would be announcing after its meeting that it would extend its production cuts into next year. That was expected. There was a 50-50 expectation from traders that OPEC Plus would actually deepen those production cuts. And what you saw with oil prices going into today, for example, ahead of the meeting that was expected for Sunday, one analyst was saying that if OPEC Plus didn't actually deepen those cuts, you would see the markets go lower, because right now you've got the supply demand picture showing where the prices are at. So it could be that OPEC isn't agreeing among its members on what to do next. There could be disagreement there. They could also be seeing some fundamentals in the oil markets, which is making them pause as far as what they would be doing next. Nonetheless, look, the prices, as you're showing on our Wi-Fi interactive board, they are down about 18% from their peak in September. You also do have some stop losses going on there, some technicals that have been taking place over the last couple of weeks. But the increasing rhetoric has been about supply and what's been happening with supply. We've been seeing supply inventories up in the US. We also are now getting some data on Europe and shipments that are going to Europe and those shipments that are building there in Europe. We've got some government data from the US that's supposed to come out today to seeing where the supply is at. But supply is expected to be increasing. It has been increasing. And looking into 2024, analysts are expecting that the non-OPEC Plus members are going to be increasing their supply as well. So even if you do see a resilient economy, even if you do see demand ticking higher, you still will see an uptick in supply as well. So that bodes for oil prices. JP Morgan the other day is saying that oil prices would be around $83 for Brent next year. We'll see what happens after OPEC Plus does have their meeting on the 30th now.
And that's just in terms of the reaction that we're seeing play out in the market here this morning with oil prices crude off just about 4%. Is that a bit of an overreaction given the scenario that you just played out? Even if we do see OPEC Plus further their cuts, further their production, the fact that we will see supply coming online here in the U.S. and other parts of the U.S., maybe it's not obviously as big of a driver, something we've been talking about in the price of oil that it has been in the past.
Yeah, that's right. And I mean, what you're seeing even with the trend of oil coming down from its peak in September, you do see that there are concerns about demand going forward and the supply that's going up. But certainly what you're seeing, I mean, look, oil nonetheless tends to overreact with whatever is happening at the moment. But what it does signal, this move to the downside more than 4%, is perhaps the markets are anticipating that there won't be a deepening of cuts next year. Maybe they do roll over the current cuts that they have, but they won't deepen those cuts. And therefore, that they have to contend with the increasing supply in the market. And that's what's being reflected in what you're seeing now. But we'll have to see. Markets tend to overreact when these headlines come out.
Yeah, we're looking at crude just below $75 a barrel. All right, Ines, thanks so much.